On my very first trip to Taiwan, I was asked to come. And it was purely for secular reasons. On that first visit, I told stories at Taipei. Now Anne knows what Taipei is. It is one of the largest book fairs in the world, and it takes place in the city of Taipei. So you have Taipei in Taipei, with a Taipei personality. But I told stories at the book fair. And a fellow came up to me afterwards, and he says, "Oh, I missed you. I have sinned. I missed your stories." And I said, "It's not a sin to miss my stories." And he says, "No, you don't understand." And he poked a finger at me, accusing, "You don't understand. I am a Bible student. I study Bible. I'm learning about God. And God talked to me and told me I had to come and talk with you." I said, "Well, let's talk." "You would still talk with me?" "Yeah, let's talk." And he says, "You will be bringing someone back to Taiwan who will be telling Bible stories." And he says you need to talk to that person, and you will go ahead and bring someone back who will tell Bible stories, and you will come with them. Now, Becky is standing behind me, and her eyes get about this big around. And later she says, if you would have told me that we'd run into something like that, I never would have believed it, and I never would have believed you. I would have thought it was one of your stories. Now, that's one incident. Number two incident, same trip. Becky and I got lost. We were out at, do I pronounce it, Shilin? Shilin Night Market. And it is a spooky place. It is beautiful, beautiful night market, lots of fun until you get into the dark places with the temple and the incense burning. But I got lost, and I lost the little paper, the little hotel card. And I could not speak Chinese. Our interpreters were not with us. This is one time we'd ventured out alone. And a fellow came up to me down at the MRT, their version of a subway. He says, "You are the storyteller who was lost." Yeah. He says, "I was at Bible study and God told me that I'm supposed to come and take you, show you how to get back to your hotel." And he puts his money into the little MRT machine to give us the tickets and pulls out the little token that you hold up to the strip so you can get in. Because I didn't know how to operate it. I didn't know where our hotel was. I didn't have any phone numbers. Really Mr. Brilliant here. And my wife is depending upon me to get us home. But we got off the hotel. He says, "You will bring someone back who will tell Bible stories in Taiwan." When I get home, first thing I have to do is I have to tell John, because this is strange. John might believe me. Everybody else will think it's just a story. I told John about the event, about bringing someone back to tell Bible stories. And John does something. Okay, John reaches up. He takes off his glasses and he puts them in his pocket. Now, have you seen John reach up before and take off his glasses and put them in his pocket or lay them down on a chair? If you've seen that, then you know that John is either ready to tell a story or John is willing to say something significant. I've got something that might interest you. Come on over to the computer. John opens up his computer, and there on the computer, he says, "I just got an email from a person who's attended my Bible telling training. Her name is Ann Alexander. She's in a place called Hsinchu or Hatsun, came from central Taiwan. And Ann had sent a note asking if John could come there to teach Bible telling and to tell Bible stories, and was wanting to know about the possibilities of bringing this character with by the name of Mike Lockett. Because I guess she figured that people would come out for my stupidity and he could sneak in a Bible story or two. But John says, "I just got that in the mail, and it's just kind of one more follow-up." I said, then you believe that this happened. John received an invitation just shortly after asking him to come to the TMF, Taiwan Missionary Fellowship, to speak. And John asked me if I might be willing to go. And I said yes right away. And I fronted the cost for our 2 tickets up front without having any follow-up work. It's called a pay out of pocket to go for the sake of mission. And John was going to spend an extra week at the church in Hsinchu teaching. And would I come and tell Bible stories there? And my job was going to be the Good Night Stories with Mike and John.
That's right. Yeah.
Of which it became Good Night Stories with Mike because John had jet lag and slept in. But I paid up front for that trip about 2 days after I had bought my airline tickets and fronted for all of that. I got my first book contract for 4 books, not one, for multiple times over what I had paid in advance. So God has a way of paying you back. So,
I'm up in front of this bus. Our driver is an excellent driver, and so I'm up in front, and I'm on the top of the step right here, and the bus driver's back here. My wife is sitting over here. Rami is over there, and we're going through traffic in Jerusalem. And so I'm standing there talking to the group. I said, we don't have, or some reason, I think I'm going to have Phyllis just come up and she'll tell you the next story because we haven't got time to, if it's something along that line, it really doesn't matter. I was just calling Phyllis to come to the front. So as Phyllis was walking down the aisle heading there, all of a sudden a car came in front of us and the driver jammed the brakes on. I was going back. Someone caught me, brought me back, but Phyllis went face down right there. And so we're all focused at Phyllis, who, because she just had this accident, and a broken collarbone and everything like that. And she's down on her back facing up. And we're all concerned, and so later on we were talking about this, and I said, well, yeah, I said, boy, it was good because, I was off my feet, I was going back, and of course there's this big bus glass in front right here, and I was heading towards that, but someone caught me, and they said, who caught you? Well, I don't know, it was probably, Rami said, no, who caught you? I don't know. I was definitely off my feet. I was going back, and 2 hands caught me and set me up again. And we're all kind of puzzling there, and Phyllis says, well, no angel caught me. But then later on I got to thinking about it. She said, well, I went down and I hit one of the pastor's knees or something, and it flipped me over. Good thing, because I landed on my back. And I got to thinking, that doesn't happen that way. If you'd hit the knee, you'd have gone to your side. Something turned her over so she went straight down on her back. It was Angel took better care of me than anyway. That's something that we haven't shared with a lot of people because it's so strange that it happened. But